you gotta have faith. Share a story. So if you haven't seen the other episodes, other stories I have shared, I'll go ahead and place a play card somewhere on the video to allow you to like click on it so you can like see the progressions of me just telling stories in a way. Because honestly, each week's just been me freestyling because it's something that I have to do. Yet every week it's just like, what am I going to talk about this week? And just like last week, I had to take a nap, had to take a shower, and the idea hit me that was like, you gotta have faith. Because how do you even know any of the actions you take will lead to any changes that you want to see? How do you know? Literally, how do you know? And that's where faith comes in. So to take a second, I pulled out my dictionary. So I have an actual like physical dictionary, and here and there I'd be going through this dictionary and highlighting words and like actually looking at word definitions of usually words that I already know. But then I go, what is the actual definition of this word? Like the actual definition. Like I know how to use all the words that I say. And sometimes I make up words because I think that's how you say the word, or I think I know the word, but I know what I'm trying to relate, but it's not always like a real word. Sometimes you just think you know things you don't know. You feel me? But I learned from a great man. Didn't personally know the man. I only read their autobiography, but I learned from Malcolm X when he was in prison. He looked up. He had a dictionary and went through all the words because, again, words have power. There's power in words. And it's interesting. And to go on another tangent, but not in too deep, when you think about like mentalities, and shout out to Kobe being inducted to the Hall of Fame. When you look into mentalities, you have to change your mentality if you want to progress to like higher levels in a way and progress to being just better as an individual. But back to this dictionary definition, the reason why I have a physical dictionary and not just looking at words online, because online changes randomly and often. 1 second a word can mean one thing, and then the next second it changes because the people decide to change what a word means. So I have a physical dictionary because it's a timestamp of what a word actually means. So faith, first definition. Allegiance to duty or a person, loyalty. 2. Belief and trust in God. 3. Complete trust. 4. A system of religious belief. So now that we kind of have like an understanding of what faith actually is, how do you know anything that you do will lead towards like the changes that you want to see? Well, that's the thing. You gotta have a faith in what you're doing. You feel me? And so now I think about my life and I go, how do I even know anything that I do will lead to like changes that I want to see? You feel me? I don't even know. I just do things and it's like, hopefully. Literally, that's all you can be like. Hopefully this leads to the change that I want to see. But even me going, hopefully it does, I have faith that it could lead to it. So I continue those actions. Like again, I have experience, and even throughout all those experiences I have, I believe that those experiences will lead towards changes that I want to see. to like give like a simple example, I think about high school sports. And the whole lockdowns from like Corona has made me really appreciate high school sports, because in a way it's given me like a foundation to always go back to, that I've just been building on throughout the years as well. But it gives me a foundation of, I was the best at one point in my life. I say the best of the best in all points in my life, but I was the best at one point in my life, and now I'm here. How can I climb another mountain? So I climbed the mountain before, so how can I climb another one a little bit higher? Well, you just gotta reincorporate things that you've done on a smaller scale and scale it up, literally. And I think about the lockdown with the idea of closing out all the gyms. And I was like, well, if I don't have access to gyms, how can I stay physically fit? And so it goes back to the idea of, oh, what I used to do in high school football and wrestling practices. We were always like out on the field. We were conditioning. We had to be physically fit for these high school sports. And we did multiple drills to like keep us in shape. And who would have known that me participating in those things back in the day would carry over to today, to where it's like, wow, I now have a workout plan that I could carry over outside the gym to make sure I stay physically fit. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing like being a miner and throwing iron around, you feel me? It's nothing like being a miner throwing iron around. Yet, going back to the idea, I've had experience learning from high school that I could pull now to help me continue to create changes that I want to see. Is mind blowing. But who would have knew that, unless I had faith that what I was doing back in the day was something important for like my future in a way. It's wild, mind blowing. Something that you don't really even think about until like you look back on your life, and it's like, I'm glad I continued that. It's literally one of those days where it's just like, wow, if I were to stop and quit and not show loyalty to what I was pursuing, I would not be here right now. If I were to stop and be like, I don't have the strength, I would not be here right now. It's mind-blowing. It's crazy how much faith, believing in something that doesn't even exist in a way in the physical realm, yet it exists in your head. It's amazing to be like, wow, I believe in it, so I know it can happen. Faith can take you a long way. You gotta have faith. Because if not, then why believe in anything, literally? But hey, Sundays we sip, and life's a trip. My name is Ryan Vernon, and this is The Hustler for Show. And until the next story, keep hustling, y'all. Keep hustling. Peace.